Bethany, I'm so excited you're here in Charlotte for our first in-person podcast.
I'm so excited to be here.
How are you feeling after flying from Newark today?
Oh, man. Very good. Very ready to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad. Now, you shared with me before that you had actually manifested being on the podcast.
I listened to all of the podcasts in February, and I told my husband, after I listened to every single one of them, I have to be on that podcast one day. And here I am.
Fast forward to, where are we? Almost the end of October.
Yeah.
And here you are. Because you have slayed and kicked ass, showing up and doing the things. And I wanted to talk to you about it on the podcast today. So it's really incredible.
Thank you.
And I hope I don't tear up talking about it. Because it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real. So let's rewind. You were already you were already fully booked. You still are fully booked. But prior to being a part of Rich Stylist Academy, you were fully booked and making, 10, 12K a month?
Yeah, I was plateaued at like 12, 13K a month.
Now, how did you know you were at a plateau?
Because I had stayed at those numbers fully booked for 2 years, fully booked with clients 4 days a week, 10, 12-hour days, and then even extra days to fill in. And I realized I was not able to be making more money.
When did you start doing hair?
I started doing hair. I started in a salon as an assistant at 16 years old.
Oh, cool.
I went to a technical high school, so I was already in a cosmetology program. So that allowed me to be an assistant as I was in high school, and then and also receptionist, and then move into being a full-time stylist right after graduating high school.
That's really awesome too. So you went to cosmetology school while you were in high school?
Yes.
So you didn't have to pay for it?
No.
We love that.
I know.
So I went to a cosmetology school that was a community college. So still had to pay for it, but it was like $2,000-$3,000, which was pretty sweet.
Yes.
And it was amazing. So I that's just a random point, but I feel that if there's any stylists listening to this podcast and they're not yet officially a stylist or cosmetologist, check out the community colleges, see what is available, because sometimes there's a lot more options. It depends on the state you're in. Some states perhaps only have private schools for cosmetology, but yes, because at the end of the day, you just you go to the state board.
Yes, exactly.
And it's what you do after.
Exactly.
Yes.
School teaches you how to pass the test.
And your pin curls and all that,
Yeah.
which are cool and coming back and everything, but you're learning the same thing whether you're in technical in your high school or at a fancy schmancy private hair school.
Yes.
So that's just good to note. So I think that's a good message to share.
Absolutely.
So you knew you were at a plateau after a couple years of just being at the same numbers. Mm-hmm. So I'll back up for a second, because the average income for a hairstylist in the United States, now this was a few years back, the average was around $26,000 a year.
I know.
So you're already way, way above the average. You're already in the 1%, making 10K a month. And that's something we talk about with Rich Stylists, is make 10K a month with hair extensions. But that's just that's a great starting point. Mm-hmm. So already being in the 1%, you knew you were at a plateau. What was it that made you want to keep going bigger? Why? Why was it important to you?
I have wonderful parents that always encouraged me by saying you can do anything you set your mind to, and I just feel like I'm not done with my reach. As a stylist, you can touch so many lives. So I want to share with as many people as possible that you are capable of whatever you set your mind to, same as what my parents told me. And I remember as a baby stylist, I would post on my story often, here's your daily reminder, you are loved, you are worthy, you have purpose. Mm-hmm. And the amount of messages I would get back is incredible, because people don't talk to themselves like that, and they also don't hear that. So I just feel like I'm not done. So I needed to go to the next level.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think as humans, it's just natural to want to grow.
Yes.
It's natural. And I think when you're not growing, even if you say, oh, I'm fine, I can pay my bills, like, why would I want more? Like, I have everything I need. I think that often you can still feel like there's something like an itch inside you or something where you just don't feel maybe 100% complete. I don't know if complete is the right word, but it's more so there's like a yearning inside of you because you know you could be doing more. It's just that internal potential
Yes.
that you know is there. And I imagine $10,000 a month for you was like, you were like, yeah, I can do this. But I know there's literally so much more burning inside of me. Why would you continue the rest of your life just staying as is?
Exactly.
I think like that's where like the sadness sets in and people just start to fall back and retreat because they know that there's so much potential inside of them, but they're almost pretending that it isn't.
Exactly.
They're like, I'm fine.
I know.
No, look at you. Like when you see potential in people.
I know. It can be heartbreaking to see the wasted potential.
I think it's the most heartbreaking thing to see is when you see someone and you go, you see them and you can just see all that they could have and all that they could do and could be for them.
Yes.
And how happy they could be and how fulfilled and content. It's not just about the money. Money's a byproduct of all of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think when people are kind of letting their potential simmer away is unfortunate.
Yes.
But you just turned that shit around. Okay, I'm going to check my notes for a second because I have here on May 31st, you actually wrote, I have a huge win 2 months into my 90-day mentoring, 90 days inside of a Rich Stylist Academy. I'm ending this month at 18,000. I've been stuck at 12K months since I opened in 2020. Having a full schedule was never a problem for me, but learning how to charge my worth was. So you absolutely just bust through that 12K a month. And after 2 years being at a plateau
Yeah.
of still a great income, but all of a sudden you're at 18,000 a month earlier this year.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Absolutely insane.
How does it feel reading it back, like hearing it back?
Oh my gosh. I do believe it, but it's emotional.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was desiring to make $100,000, and when you're running towards a goal, you don't give yourself time to celebrate it. So hearing that back, I don't know that I was able to celebrate 18K a month. I mean, I remember telling my husband, and he and I definitely celebrate with champagne often, but like actually sitting in that and feeling that, I can't believe $6,000 more, seriously, in 1 month.
Sure. Well, let's cheers to that because we do have our champagne here. Yes, that deserves a cheers. Something that you said really stood out, and it was about forgetting to celebrate the small wins along the way because it's so important to be aware and recognize and celebrate yourself. But like you said, really sit in it and go, man, I did that. It's something that I wanted. It's something that I set out to do. And I achieved it. Mm-hmm. Because when we can really acknowledge it and get into the feeling of it, it's easier to create more of it. So you went from 12,000 a month to 18,000 a month. And in that time, what was the biggest role? Was it your mindset? Was it gaining confidence? Was it having a roadmap? Was it having permission? Like what actually gave you the extra 6,000 a month?
It was having the permission to charge the numbers that are appropriate for extensions. I came from a salon that didn't offer extensions, so I was charging way below market value. And then also with that big of a jump in numbers, of course, there's definitely some self-worth help that
Sure.
needs to be there.
Looking back, do you say, I had $6,000 just laying on the table that I wasn't collecting every month simply because I needed permission and I decided I'm worth it?
Yes, absolutely. when you go to the basic extension classes to get certified, there's not a ton of support with around pricing. They give you really generalized numbers, and even those generalized numbers are not giving yourself permission to charge what your education is if it's multiple certifications, if it's years of doing extensions. So,
have affirmations played a big part in your growth?
Yes. I love
I do know you love some affirmations, but tell us more about it. Like how does that work for you? What's been what has played the biggest role?
Truly writing every day affirmations in my affirmation babe journal.
Shout out.
So I wrote every day for 6 months, and I continue. I am attracting clients that I align with, respect me, and want to pay my prices. And I started that in April when it was my biggest month, because I was okay. I was comfortable at the 12K months, and I was comfortable at those prices. And yes, they're good, but I was ready to charge the higher prices. And yeah.
Were you feeling burnt out? Were you dreading going into the salon? Yeah, because some people, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm comfortable," but there was still something in you that wasn't like sitting well.
Yes, there was definitely burnout because I was working 12-hour days.
Long days.
Yes, for 4 days a week, and maybe a half day in there, and I was booked back to back with other clients. So, although I was making great money, I wasn't giving myself the personal time that I needed for my mental health and my personal life. And I really believe that you need to invest in your personal life and your mental health to be in this industry, because you're giving so much of yourself to clients. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite affirmation that you work with daily?
Yes. Okay, so my husband's gonna laugh at this. In February, I printed affirmations to hang on our walls, and one of them is a money mindset one that I put in front of our toilet.
Because you go to the toilet every day, you might as well see your affirmations there.
So I read that every day. I read that every day out loud, and when I hung it up, I told my husband, "You have to read this every day out loud." He's like, "Why do I have to read it out loud?" I said, "Because you need to hear yourself saying these positive things."
Owning it.
Yes. It's like 5 sentences long, so I don't remember it exactly, but...
But we will remember that you have a money affirmation right above the toilet.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, we typically have them in our shower.
Oh, I love that idea.
You can print out your affirmations, you can laminate them and stick them in there. It's a great place because if you think about it, when you're in the shower, your subconscious you're just relaxed.
Yeah.
And have you ever had a shower and great ideas come to you? Yes, it's because you're allowing things to come to the surface. So it's a great place also to put affirmations where your mind is sort of open and you're not thinking about tons of other things. You're there's less distraction. So
I talked to my husband this morning and I said, "Do you remember that money affirmation I hung up?" Of course, you read it every day. Since then, both of our businesses have exploded.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm just saying, it worked.
I'm just saying, it worked. What did your husband think about you joining Rich Stylist Academy?
So he was in the other room when I had my initial call with Alex, and
he's eavesdropping.
Yeah, eavesdropping.
Yeah.
What's the cost? And I told Alex yes right away, and I got off the call, and I was like, "Hey, by the way, obviously you heard that I'm doing that." And he said, "Okay, cool." He is my biggest supporter. Truly will not ever tell me no. He knows that I think things through thoroughly, and I have been known to invest in myself professionally. And he just knew that I would run with it.
And you have. Mm-hmm. It makes the biggest difference to have a support system. And earlier in our conversation, you mentioned that your parents have been such a great support system to you and encouraged you to do the things that you want and go after your dreams. So I think it's really inspiring that you have a partner that is the same way.
Yes.
And what would you share to a stylist who, or a friend that didn't have a strong support system? What would you say to them or encourage them perhaps to look for that?
Well, you are a combination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you're searching for more and you don't have those people around you that are excited about life, that are passionate about things, or trying to do bigger things, then make some...
You can just say it.
Yeah.
Like, just tell them how it
Make
is.
some tough choices and start your no year. This was my no year. I kind
Ooh.
of, yes.
Oh,
People
no
have
year.
yes years.
Oh.
But this was my no year.
Because sometimes people say yes to everything.
I know.
This is your no year.
Yes. Because I needed to make sure I was so intentional with, if I wanted the growth that I wanted, I need to be so intentional with the people that I surround with, the things that I listen to. And that would be my advice, to really take a hard look at people's energy around you. And if it's not what is going to bring you up to the next level, then maybe consider weeding them out of your life and finding the people that are excited.
Absolutely. You're like, maybe consider getting them out of your life.
Yes.
Yes. I could not agree more with you. I am lovingly radical about the people that I'm around and the people that I choose to not have around, because it affects you so much, whether it's your partner or your parents or the people in your salon,
Yes.
family members, whoever you're spending time around. If they're Debbie Downers, negative Nancys, if they're always complaining about anything, complaining about how there's never enough, there's, the economy sucks, nobody's making any money, or people are mean, just everything that they talk about is just not kind and not loving and not positive. And it doesn't mean that you're not real. It doesn't mean that everything has to be just, what do they say, sunshine and rainbows all the time. Yeah. But for people that, if you're surrounding yourself with people, whether on purpose or just accident or just that's how it's happened, people that are not very optimistic and not very, and don't pay attention to the words that you're using, and not supportive, because that's really important, like the words that we choose to use, right?
Absolutely.
That's a big one for me. But if it's affecting everything, it's affecting your income, your fulfillment, your joy, your life overall. It's affecting your abundance. It's affecting your opportunities, because you see things through a completely different lens.
Yes.
And why wouldn't we want to see things through a better lens? And it's as easy as choosing to surround yourself with people who have a different perspective, choose to be more optimistic, and celebrate success, celebrate abundance, are looking for more, are looking to grow. I'm super passionate about who you choose to be around, because it just affects every single facet of your life.
Yes. Absolutely.
One of the reasons I love Rich Stylist Academy, and people like you're amazing. It's so great. Even right now, you talked about energy earlier. You have like great energy, like great personality, and I love to be around people that are always wanting to grow.
Yes.
Yeah, super, super important. What do you think about the people in the community inside of Rich Stylist?
Oh my goodness, the best support. I didn't know that it was true when Alex told me on the original phone call. You will get comments on everything you post, and it's not cliquey. It's not, everybody just really wants to see you thrive. And having that really helps you so much in conjunction with your own personal affirmation practice for your self-worth, because they're maybe giving you the first little boost, and then you are following the Rich Stylist roadmap that talks to you about your personal growth and your confidence, and giving you the permission. And that is so important.
What's the main reason you joined Rich Stylist Academy?
Because
Even your smile and your laugh is infectious. That's what I mean. Like, be around people that smile and that have good energy. Like, yes. So continue.
I knew that if you were teaching women how to get, not women, sorry, stylists, how to get 10K months, that you could probably tell me how to get to my next level. Because not that it happened by chance that I was already having success, but I knew that you could just guide me. I remember telling a friend that your advertisement said 10K months. And she was like, Bethany, you're already doing that. Why? I don't understand. And I explained that to her, and she's like, well, I hope that works for you. And obviously it has.
I think that's a really good point, because we do mention the 10K months a lot. And the reason we mention that is because that is the kind of the level one, the first starting point. Let's get you to that.
Exactly.
But you were already at that, and you've gone way beyond 10K months. But the majority of stylists are, I'm going to say, halfway there.
Yeah.
Maybe. We talk to so many stylists that are taking a look at Rich Stylist, but to be honest, they just have such, it's unfortunate, but low confidence, surrounded by either the boss at their salon or the people in their salon. They're worried about what they would think. Oh, what would they think of me if I actually made more money? Like self-worth, fear.
Yeah.
Just fear. Fear in all types of forms. A lot of times, let me tell you, I'm not going to get started on it right now, but a partner that doesn't actually want them to succeed.
Ooh, I know. And that happens. I know.
Alex is telling me in the background to get started on it, but that really pisses me off, because it's just so damn unfortunate I've been in that situation before. I've had ex-boyfriends when I was much younger, and always, they'll hold you back. They'll say all the things to keep your self-worth low, to keep your confidence low. Sometimes wanting you to invest in them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to do all these big things, whatever. Okay, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I see women so often that have so much potential, like we talked about, so much potential. They already have a good thing going, like a good base, but if they just had that support system, particularly a supportive partner, that if that partner would just say, you know what, I trust you, I believe in you, I trust that even when you're successful, I can still be by your side.
Yes.
You're not going to leave me.
Yeah.
These guys, they need to like suck it up and actually trust their partner, trust that like when their partner grows, that they're going to grow with them. Not that, oh my goodness, if my partner, if my woman shines, then all of a sudden I'm in the shadows.
Yes.
Not the truth.
No.
Unless you're a fucking asshole.
Yes,
which
exactly.
some of these like partners are.
Yeah.
And they really just don't want their woman to shine and to succeed because they're scared that they'll get left behind. Well, here's the thing. They're already going to get left behind.
Yes.
Because of their attitude and their personality and their controlling behavior. So anyway, I have had controlling partners before. Let me tell you, it doesn't go anywhere. It just eats at your self-worth. I absolutely am obsessed that your partner says yes to you, says yes to you shining, says yes to you being successful, because when you support your woman, when you support your partner, look at you. Like, you're happy, you're confident, you're joyful, you're doing the things, you're making the money, and he's there with you. And look, his business, he's also succeeding, he's rising, he's successful. You do it together.
Yes, absolutely.
I love when women are successful and when women have more money, because when you are confident and powerful, and the more money you make, the more you can share your message with the world, the more you can connect with more women and show them like women having more money is a good thing. So more powerful women and more power to you. So with your partner in your relationship, how has growth, how has having more success benefited you and your partner in your relationship?
We've been able to lift each other up through the process. He has hard days, I have hard days, or days where we have doubts, and we've really been able to encourage each other, remind each other of the small wins, remind that we're 25 and we're doing the dang thing.
I love that.
Yes.
That is so cool. Yeah.
And
What's your love language?
my love language is words of
affirmation.
His is acts of service. So when he wants to show me love, he'll bring me breakfast or cook me breakfast or bring me coffee. But he definitely has made a huge effort to encourage me verbally because he knows that that's my love language.
I think it's really important to know your partner's love language and also some of like your favorite clients.
Yes.
Like what's their love language? Because if you have like a bomb extension client, like let's know what their love language is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at Christmas, give them a little treat or sing them a Christmas song. No kidding. Whatever their love language is. I think that knowing like close friends, family, everyone's love language is so important to feel valued.
My favorite thing, I don't do the Christmas gift, I do the Valentine's Day gift.
Ooh, I love Valentine's.
Yes, I know.
I love Valentine's.
So
Even if you don't have a partner, like I
Exactly.
love Valentine's Day because I think I just like the pink and the red.
I know.
It's just fun.
I love love. I love sharing with people that they're worthy of feeling special.
Yes.
So yeah, that's my jam. So I'll have to think about the love languages during that time.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. You mentioned being 25. How has being 25 affected you in the salon environment? Have people ever looked at you as you're too young or you're too old, or what has people's perspective been of you?
Yeah, that's a fun one.
You're like, that's a loaded question.
Yes.
Nice. Let's unpack it.
I've always been the youngest in the room, and in my last salon, I was the youngest by 20 years.
By
and
20 years. Okay, that's a pretty
Yes.
big gap. Yeah.
Yes, and I was the most booked. So there's a little bit of, there was a little bit of maybe, I don't know, not maybe jealousy, maybe.
Maybe.
Yes, I was.
Were there naysayers when you decided maybe to get certified in extensions, or did you feel uncomfortable about raising your prices simply due to the people around you? Were you charging more than people in your salon? Like, kind of walk us through the thought process of you being 20 years younger than everyone in your salon, but being the most successful,
Yeah.
probably the most jazzy person in the salon, and also still looking for more and still wanting to grow.
I believe I was the first person in that salon to ask the owner if I could raise my prices. There was.
How did that go?
She encouraged it.
Nice.
But it was still uncomfortable to be around stylists that they didn't feel like they were worth charging more, and they were in the industry for 40 years. So, yeah, it's been a little uncomfortable, but with Rich Stylist, it has given me the permission to let go of the young personality and really step into, I'm the professional. I can charge my worth. I can have the life that I love. And here's the roadmap to get there through branding and mindset work and affirmations and guidance, technical guidance.
Something that I've seen you do is I've seen you go really all in on the brand building side of your business. Like, your photo shoots are so fly. They're so beautiful. I mean, you are a purple queen like me. So I am even more so attracted to your photos. They're beautiful. But what did those photos do for you? What did stepping into that persona, that role, like what did that do for how you feel and how you show up in the salon?
It made me take myself more seriously and really embrace that this is my career. You know, as a stylist, I feel like all of us have gone through the ebbs and flows of maybe I don't want to do this forever. Mm-hmm. And I definitely said that as recently as last year. So really honing in on the branding allowed me to go full throttle and get to the next level of where I should be in my career.
So you were at a salon where you were the youngest person. Since then, are you in your own suite or your own space?
Yes, I'm in a salon studio that I co-own with a nail artist.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Does she do your nails?
Yes, she does.
They look really good.
I met her at the last salon that I worked at, so we were both kind of the black sheep because we were both the busiest. And with the gift of COVID, dare I say that?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, here's the thing. With anything in life, in the world, there's always good that comes from something.
Yeah.
There's always the polar opposite of it. So the worst things in the world will be birthed some of the best things in the world. So yes, I think you're safe to say that.
Yes. So we knew that there were restrictions being in a bigger salon during the pandemic, and we decided we're very like-minded. We both learn. She is many years older than me. I'm not going to share because she'll kill me.
It's not our business.
But she learns new techniques every day, and I'm always learning new things. So she asked me one day during the pandemic, would you consider getting our own space? And I said yes. And then the next day, one of our mutual clients came to us and said, hey, you guys should work together, and I have the perfect place. And then 5 weeks later, we had it renovated, signed, LLCs, and opened.
Congratulations.
At 22.
Yeah. Heck yeah. That's so cool. At 22.
Yes.
Yes. What would you share to an extensionist who is in a salon and they are the black sheep, or they feel like they're the black sheep and they don't know what to do?
Maybe consider either finding a new salon home or going out on your own, like a salon suite. I see this trend in the industry where a lot of stylists, at least in my area, are going to their salon suite, and that just gives them the freedom to do whatever they want with their brand, with their education. Mm-hmm. If I was in the salon that I was at previously and I saw Rich Stylist, I don't know that I would have the courage to leap into Rich Stylist with so many people around me, with a little bit of a confidence block.
Sure. Yeah. So it sounds like for someone like in a salon and there's a lot of differences and someone feeling like the black sheep, it sounds like the mindset work, the confidence is really number one.
Yes.
To be like, get out of your head. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be like one of a kind in your salon. A lot of people don't know, but with Rich Stylist, you get a one-on-one coach. And I know that you were a raving fan of the one-on-one coach inside of Rich Stylist. Tell us more about that and the process for you. Mine was so great.
Yes, I loved Ashley.
It's Ashley number 2.
Yes.
We both have the same name. We contemplated changing Ashley number 2's name for the sake of the community. We're like, should we call you by like a middle name or just give you a stage name for Rich Stylist? But she just goes by Ashley as well.
Having a one-on-one coach with Rich Stylist Academy was game-changing because she was rooting for me, truly. And there was nobody else in my life that I could have an elevated conversation with about hair extensions. My husband knows a lot about hair extensions now, but Ashley was able to really, truly guide me and point me to the roadmap where I needed to celebrate my wins with me when I wasn't ready to celebrate. Encourage me in getting extra certifications in different techniques and pushing me towards the community.
That's awesome. How long do you think it would have taken you to get to $18,000 a month without Rich Stylist Academy?
Oh, I think...
Just to put you on the spot.
Yeah. I think 5 years. Because it's such a huge jump. And if I didn't have Rich Stylist Academy, I wouldn't have pushed myself towards specializing in extensions. So I had already plateaued for 2 years. So how could I have jumped that much to 18K?
In less than 90 days.
Exactly. In less than 90 days. Wow.
Yeah, you did. You did that.
I mean, I'm comfortable raising my color prices every year, but it would have taken me 5 years at minimum.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. You definitely deserve it. And you just it's only up from here.
Yes.
You're 25. It's only up from here. But the truth is, even if you were 40, it's only up from here.
Yes.
I think that age, it really shouldn't matter. It's like, just let people be themselves, do what you want to do, charge what you want to charge, make your money, and keep growing. Be kind along the way, root for people, celebrate them, celebrate you.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that just like the formula?
Mm-hmm.
Let people be and grow and cheer yourself on. I'm super proud of you.
Thank
It's
you.
really amazing.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy you're here in person. Like,
I know.
how cool. You wanted to be on the podcast early this year. I don't know how many months, but less than a year. When did you join again? February, or was
I
it?
joined in March.
In March. Okay, so we're October. I'm not a mathematician, but yes.
Was Alex thinking? Because I'm
No, I'm not going to try to do that, but whatever.
6 months.
Yes. Yes. Here you are in person, filming our first podcast. It's spectacular. I want to share a couple more wins that I have that you shared inside our group. On August 2nd, you said, time to share a win. I had a goal of 4 new extension clients between July 1st and September 1st. I knew it was going to be a challenge because I'm booked pretty solid 3-4 months in advance. So I marked off any opening that I had that were long enough for a new extension client, and I did what I knew worked. Every day I wrote, I'm attracting new extension clients I align with, respect me, and that want to pay my prices in my Affirmation Babe journal before I saw my first client of the day. My plan is also to be very consistent on social media, posting extension exclusive content and extension availability. Knowing in the past 6 months, I've done a complete transformation of how I approach my extension business, and I've followed through with all of it. I have officially booked 4 new extension guests in less than 4 weeks, with 3 weeks still left to go. This January, I had 6 extension appointments within the month. In July, I had 15. That's growth, education, mentorship, and having the right supportive community and believing in yourself. Thank you for being the best community.
Yes.
Went from 6 to 15. Yes. Now, just a few days ago, you shared, I have a huge win, 4 extension maintenance services in one day yesterday. $1,800 in one day. Back in January, I was lucky to have 4 extension clients in a month. This is your sign to commit to your growth even after any excitement wears off. It's so, so, so worth it. Again, you did that.
I did that.
That's so cool.
I felt like a rock star that day. I literally dressed like a rock star.
Yes. In your new photos, it was just giving rock star.
Yes.
Giving rock star vibes for sure. They were so, so cool. But that really ties back into what you said at the very beginning of this conversation, which is when you first started in the industry, you would post on Instagram an inspiring message to other stylists or your audience to believe in themselves and continue. And I just think it's really cool because I didn't know that until we sat down and talked today. But that's the most recent thing of the many things that you've shared inside of Rich Stylist that says, this is your sign to commit to growth even after the excitement wears off.
Yes.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that you shared that with the community, but it's so valuable and so important.
I have one more thing that I'm excited to share with you.
Okay, what?
I am on track to make $40,000 more this year than I have last year because of Rich Stylists. That puts me at $180,000 this year. And
my jaw has dropped. I am still here. That is incredible, Bethany. I am so happy to hear that. But again, you're just getting started. Look at you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So $180,000 a year as a hairstylist and $40,000 more than what you brought home last year. Mm-hmm. What does $40,000 more do for you, for your family, for your relationship, for your future?
There's a couple of things. My husband and I are definitely planning on having a family, so it will allow me to still have this career that I absolutely love, pull back on the time that I spend doing it, and still being able to maintain the same income, and be there with my kids and watch them grow up. And then another thing that I'm passionate about, as I have said before, is sharing with as many people as I possibly can that they are capable of doing whatever they can, whatever they want to do, whatever they dream of. And
Touching more lives.
yes, touching more lives. And that extra $40,000 will allow me the expanding my reach.
Absolutely. What would you say to a stylist who was interested in joining Rich Stylist Academy and they were still a little bit unsure?
It will help you more than professionally. It will help you with your confidence. It will help you with your mindset. It will help you give yourself permission to go after the life of your dreams. That's something that Ashley says often, and I absolutely love that. Giving yourself permission and having, if you don't have the people around you in your real life that will support you, then you have the community that wants to lift you up constantly, wants to celebrate your wins. So 1000% go for it.
Thank you so much, Bethany. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much.